Alright, what next? So this one, I can't remember what this is, but the fact that it is in this section here means that I've reproduced it. Block footed parameter controls do not immediately update when traversing history. I can't remember what that is. Block parameter, I think it's probably referring to envelope parameters. So if I do something like that, go back to here, that looks fine. That looks fine, that looks fine. Maybe I fixed it and didn't check this box. Block footer parameter controls do not immediately update when traversing history. Let me check if there's more information on the Trello thing. There's nothing. What was that? It seems to be working. I don't know why. I think... Let me look in the old build and see what happens. Here. What was this bug? It's fine. Fuck, what was the bug then? I don't know what the bug is. What's the parameter controls? Oh, is it something to do with the switch to this parameter maybe? Maybe I'll put some more points here. It's working fine. I don't know what the problem was. I put it... If it was in this list, it means... Oh, maybe not. Hold on. I moved this into the reproduced section as well. Can't remember what this bug is. I vaguely remember looking at it. I guess this teaches me to write more descriptive bug reports. I mean, it all just seems fine. I don't know. No, wait, I think this was actually in here. And then I moved it in here because I saw that it was in here, and I thought that when I put things in here, it means that I've reproduced them, but maybe it doesn't. I can't remember what rules I set myself for this list. So let's just say can't reproduce Let's just do that. So the crash on export. Okay, I need to get back to testing all of the exporting. So I already tested exporting audio blocks, but let's test it again just for good measure, because I've changed a bunch of things since I did that. So let's see, test. Export this block as, I don't know, Webpack. I think I already tested all this. Resample. Oh, okay. It's broken again since I last tested that, I guess. What have I broken? That's interesting. It's failing this function. I've never seen it fail here before. Wow, bitrate 0? Set configuration. Make Webpack config. Oh dear. That means the header's wrong. Bit depth 0. Hold on. Config. Make Webpack config. What's happened here? This was working before because I checked this off, but I guess I get to uncheck it. I've never seen it fail this function before, so that's interesting. So let's just look at this header. Webpack. 2 channels, this many frames. Stream length is 0, that shouldn't matter. Depth 8, 44, 100. Oh, Webpack can't export with bit depth 8, I think. Can it? I have to look at the Webpack docs. I don't think it can do... Can it do... I don't know. Webpack. Let's have a look. Webpack set configuration. No, hold on. Webpack. Webpack config. It should work, I think. Okay, Webpack get error message, let's do that. Right, I'm gonna have to replicate this as a test in the actual library. Otherwise it's gonna be really awkward to fix this, so... Oops. What do we have here by way of testing so far? What are we trying to do? We're trying to write a Webpack file. Okay. Test case. And it was 44, 100, bit depth 8. Okay. Can't remember how this works. I should have a stream item to stream. I'm gonna write to Webpack. How do I do that? How do I do that? Stream bytes to file system path. item 2. It's the only one I have. Okay. I think that's the one I use in Blockhead. Well, it must be. Let me just see the stack trace to see what's actually happening here. Oh, right. Hold on. When I select Wavpack, it's forcing 32-bit when I select Wavpack. Is that because I decided... someone's at my door. No, they're not knocking. They've left something and they've walked away. Okay. Oh no, they've realised that my letterbox is at my other door. Now they're walking around and now they're posting it. I think it's the village newsletter. Cool. Right, I must have decided... I decided to do this recently. So what? Can I not output less than 32-bit? I don't know why. I must have decided to do that for some reason. Bit depth. Bits per sample. Floating data always has 32 bits. Oh, yeah, I remember. Integers. So I only output floating point Wavpack data now. I used to allow bit depth 8 with Wavpack, in which case I would output integer data instead, but I got rid of that because it was broken. For some reason that I decided not to. So hold on. It's just maybe from 8. So with integer Wavpack files, you can have bit depth of 8, 16, 24, or 32, I think. Or I guess any value, technically. That wasn't working, so I decided to force 32-bit Wavpack export. So this grays out, and I always do floating point. I think I bashed my head against the problem for like an hour, and I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm just going to force 32-bit. Now what I'm seeing is, even though this is being forced to 32-bit, where is it? Even though it's being forced to 32-bit, the header is actually writing bit depth 8. So that's weird. Where's that coming from? Header, bit depth, options, bit depth 8. So that's fucked up. Do export. So export. So it's actually not a problem here. Although maybe I should output a better error. In the library. In the case of time. Where is it? Config. Oh, it's in here. So if this fails, I can actually call that thing to get the error message? Grabpack get error message. I think I can just do that. Oh, that's exactly what I'm doing. Okay, I'm already doing that. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Does that error message actually make its way to Blockhead then? Let's see. If I just allow that to be rethrown. There we go. If I just read that, I would know exactly what was happening. Okay. So the problem is the export dialog bit depth, bit depth. Somewhere we get the bit depth. Oh right, we're just getting it from here. How does this work? Disabled. Right, here's the logic. If the format is Webpack, set this to disabled, and then this sets the automatically sets it to 32, but we're not setting that in the user settings, which we don't actually want to. So the actual, when we get the bit depth here, we should again check if format is equal to, what is this? Export format. Export format. Webpack. Do that.
Well, it could be something like that.
Okay. This is what we exported, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, that's working. That's a good enough test. Now let's export the track. Export this track. That breaks. Okay. Yeah, I haven't tested this code at all. So this code has been rewritten. This bit here. And the workspace one as well. So what happened? Trying to get the track 4. It doesn't exist here. What does exist? Nothing. 3 workspaces, 0 tracks. What happened? I'm erasing tracks. Why? Why am I doing that? Well, this is meant... I think what this is meant to do is erase all the tracks other than the one we want to export. But instead I'm just erasing all the tracks, so... Good job. Charts. Okay. No current workspace. What did I do? Current workspace. Okay. One. Workspace 1. Where's workspace 1? Oh, I know what the problem is. Get rid of this variable. And then return the actual... Did I make the same mistake down here? No, it's fine. Okay, so my test is that. Okay, let's save this to here. Export. Okay. Okay. That's a good enough test. It's no longer crashing. That is tested. Now let's try exporting the entire workspace. I don't really get any progress bar here now anymore for some reason. Do I need to refresh? That's okay. Seems to work. Sounds fine. Okay. So exporting as objects, blocks. Let's export this block here as an object. Which one is this? Hold on. Export. Oh, did I have two selected? I think. Okay. Export this as an object. Sample block 256. Can I can't remember if I implemented this. Can I just drag this in? Oh, this happens. Yeah. So you import this block. Is that the one I... Oh, imported. There we go. Cool. Didn't have the right size. It didn't have the right size. But that's a minor bug. That's a minor bug, I think. You know what would be really useful for debugging is if I could hover over a block and then press a debugging shortcut and it would just display a bunch of information about the block. I might actually do that right now. Because I don't know what the size of this block is and what the size of this block is. But I would like to be able to see values like that so that I can compare it against the object file that was created. At the moment I would have to, I don't know what I would do. Just put breakpoints in the debugger and see what the value is. I'm like severely lacking like debugging facilities. Like there's a bunch of stuff that I should have built to help me out that would speed up development a bit. So I think it's probably worth thinking about this now. And what I'm imagining is I should be able to hover over a block and hold down a key to very quickly see just an information dump about that block that I'm hovering. Let's do that now. I think that's a good idea. That's one of the things I want to do is just add more debugging facilities. And the other thing is just more testing, which I've already started doing in the last half a year or so, is that just adding more and more testing, and that's been really helpful. Like automated testing and validation. Because the code that I'm writing these days is so easily testable because it's all, I'm doing this like so much of the logic in Blockhead now is like purely functional stuff and value oriented just functional programming. And so all these functions, I have like pure functions with no side effects all over the place, so which should be easy to write tests for. So I've been trying to take advantage of that. I just ended up writing code in that style because of other reasons, not to make it more testable. But now I'm trying to take advantage of that new sort of programming style that I've leaned into over the past couple of years. Because 'Cause it's kind of silly that I don't have enough tests for all of this like very testable code. I'm yammering on a bit. I think I'm procrastinating. What do we want to do? Info dump. I just want some kind of info dump. I don't even need to create a scene for it. I can just do it in code. Let's just do it in code. Right. Back source controls. Info dump. I'm just going to call it info dump. Then I have a NeoVim snippet I can never remember the name of. Is it Node H? Yeah. Info dump. Like that. Except it's going to be a singleton control, so I'll call it. There we go. Info dump. All this is going to be is a label. It's just a label with a rectangle behind it. Like this. Maybe I should create a scene for this, actually. Well, I at least need to decide where it's being put in the scene tree. I guess it would go just on top of everything else. In blockhead main, okay. Blockhead main. This is how we do it, I think. Do that. Then I need a keyboard shortcut for it. Key bindings. Halfway dump. Debug. Halfway dump. Food dump. Food dump. Harvard item. Food dump. Close. So that should just, when I hold down the key, whatever the cursor's under, show the info dump. When the key is released, close it. So let's create another file. Info dump. Dump. Open Harvard item, I guess. Right. If it's blah blah blah. So I should have or I already do things when I hover over items. Hovered like this, for example. It's hovered. Oh yeah. So I want item hovering, I guess. It's hovered breath. Lapse hovered item. I could do it like this. Okay, const auto hovered track hov get hovered track. plane. So if we have a hovered breath, there'll be node info dump show leak an info dump for this. Otherwise for the lane, otherwise for the track, otherwise for the current workspace. Current workspace. I guess I should call these open and close instead. Close. Open, 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 open. Close. Right. Here's all that for now. Do I have... I don't think I have a snippet for the CPP. That's okay. Make a label, add it to the root. I don't do things like programmatically like this very often, so I usually just create a scene, but this is going to be so simple I don't think it's necessary. In label. Label add child. BG color rect behind set draw behind parent true preset, anchors and margins preset, control preset wide, I think it's called. I don't actually know how this is going to turn out without... Maybe I'm just going to end up doing it in a Godot editor instead. Let me just test. What I'm going to create is the following. It's a thing with a label on it. And a color rect. Visibility show behind parent. Make this like black. And then I could just type things in. This should be set to full rect, which is what wide means in code. And now I'm just going to put stuff in here, and this is how it's going to look. Maybe I would align center. There's no need to, right? And then I would center it on the screen, I guess. Or put it where the cursor is. Add some margins. So I want to add some margins, negative margins, so it looks more like that. I can center this like that. What else do I need? Should work fine, I think. Okay, while that's building, guess I'll start constructing this string. I think I'd rather use standard format for this and then convert it at the end. Um, dump probably is going to be different depending on what type it is. I'll do for now. Where's the stuff that prints? History disk. Strings, is that what it is? No. Naming. Here we go. Naming. Oh, it's returning a Godot string. Oh, hold on, I have a thing. Describe. What does this do? I don't know what this does exactly. Get effective name. Okay. That's not useful. I mean, it kind of is. Put the description there. So do that, and then we get the ID string and this. Then ID string from get block ID. Type. Info. I think I have a way to, yeah, toString. Block type info toString get type. Don't need that. Did this build successfully? Yes. Good. Target size. Target size. It's effective. Hold on. State blocks. Oh, it's here. RAM state refs. Okay. I think that should work. Debug. What key should I use? What is already used? I also don't have any way to show key binding conflicts yet. Let's do bracket right. Okay, it's not showing up in the... Oh, I know what's going on there. Okay. Right. If I import tests. Import this again. Alright, let's do the test again. So, resize this to like this. Export sample block 40. And import sample block 40. Here it is. So the size should be 118173 in the object file. So let's see what it actually is. 118173. So that's the actual one, that's the one I exported, right? 118173. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong oh yeah, this is the one. 118173. So in the object file, that value is correct. When it's imported, it doesn't get the right size. Might be being overwritten when the sampled data is loaded. Oh yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah, that makes sense. So I have a thing where need to make that hidden by default. So when you first drag a sample into Blockhead, it creates a block for it immediately before the sample header has even been loaded. If your operating system wants to do a virus scan or something like that when you access a sample file, then I don't want Blockhead to just hang while that is happening, so I let things continue, and I have a little flag saying, okay, the sample header has not loaded yet, so I don't actually know the size of the sample, or the size of the block. And then when the sample data actually loads, then we update the size of the block. Wait, I don't think that's what's happening though. I don't think that's actually what's happening when I import. Or is it? Oh no, yeah, it is, right. Because I'm importing and then I'm immediately going into the drag and drop system. Where is it again? No, I'm not. That's not true. No, I just do this to import and then it puts it into the list of blocks. It imports it with the wrong size. Okay, where is it getting that size from? I don't know. Shouldn't be too hard to figure out, I guess. Import, how does import work? Import file item. I guess it's this. Import All this. Merge. Okay. It's already loaded. Actually, when the import dialog pops up, it's already loaded the entire file, minus sample data. So, where does that happen? Import go stuff. Swap blah 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 blah. Import file items. Where does it actually happen? File gems. Oh yeah, it's not here, right. Da, 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 da. Must be in here. Nope. What is it? Add file. Add blocked contents. Oh. Ah, load layout. This is it. Right. Gem from JSON. This is where we get to. Load blocks. It seems like it's not... I don't know what's going on. Load block. I don't know. Let's have a look. So it happens here straight away. Load block geometry. That is the right value. 118173. That's the correct value. But it's not using that value. I don't know why not. File items. Don't know what's going on. So at this point this has the right size, but what's going on here? I don't know what this is doing. Items, one item, input file item. What did all that do? SSD services, that's okay. SD list. Fair enough. Import file item. So we do this merge thing. I'm just not merging the geometry, is that what's going on? Source block. Source block. Geometry. Target size 118173. I don't know what the problem is there. What's this doing? This is merging params, yeah. So by the time we get here, we have an object, we have a block in this data structure. Should have the right size. I don't know, man.
Agora agora sim, café com pão, agora sim.
That's weird.
Foge bicho, foge povo, passa ponte, passa poste, passa pasto, passa boi, passa boiar.
It does apply
Café com pão é muito bom.
to the main gem. Okay, by the time we get here, let's print out some information. By this point, we should have. Okay, let's just have a look at the blocks. So, block in the gem main working model objects blocks. Arbitrary target size.
Vou-me embora. Não gosto daqui. Nasci no sertão. Sou de Uri.
It's got the right size at that point. Okay, so it breaks it at some point later. Okay, so at this point everything's fine. What the fuck? They must be setting the size at some point. Right, so maybe it is. Hold on. Oh dear, 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 dear. No, 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 no. Program SE. This shouldn't happen. It's this. So the header loads later. I should move this into here so it only happens then. That makes sense. I think that's what the issue was. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. So when the sample header finally loads, it's going to go through each of the blocks that are associated with that sample. And previously it was just figuring out what the actual block size was based on the sample, but it should only do that if the block's currently being drag and dropped. Yeah, that makes sense. So it should work correctly now. It didn't work correctly. Okay, what's... Is there some other place where I'm doing this? Get natural block size. I think so. Ah, is it happening there? Could be. If head is loaded. What? What are you doing? What are you doing? If the header is loaded, Get header if loaded. I should be checking if it's not loaded. Shouldn't I? Get natural block size. What are you doing? Oh no, no. Check if it is loaded in this situation. No. This is wrong. I see what's going on. Right. Yeah, this isn't right. This is overriding the size with the size based on the header, based on the sample header. Which it shouldn't always do. That means I don't have the information at this point whether that should be happening or not. What if I just delete this? Comment this out. What happens? I'm assuming it's gonna... I think I know how to fix it, if this is the case. I think this is not going to work properly now. If I do something like this, or drag a bunch of them in, it does work properly. Is that just luck though? It might be luck. If I drag a bunch in, then it has to... Yeah, it works fine. Okay. Right. It's because of the changes I made to this. Header success. Because this is going to happen here as well when the sample data is added. Okay, fine. I'm happy. I can actually delete this. Which is nice because it simplifies this a bit. So now I've lost my train of thought. What was I doing? Oh yeah, import. Right. So import this, that. Now it's got the right size. Okay. What happened there? Hold on. Oh, because this. Whoa, 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 whoa! What happened? No, I don't understand what happened there. Import that. What happened? What? Wow. So it also happens here. When we create a block, this is assuming that it's a new file. Okay, can I just do this? Probably. that solves that. Is it still fine if I try and do this? Now that is broken. Because actually, it was this bit that was doing that. Okay, so I only want to do this if it's blocks that have been created from dragging files from the file system. Not if it's from dragging blocks. Is file, or should call it get size from sample header. I just have to run to the bathroom. Can I create interaction from instances? So don't do it here. Okay. Something here. Interaction for creating new instances from existing ones. Don't remember what that means. Okay, false. From existing blocks. This is going to be a maybe. Block sizes from sample headers. This one's false. Oh, bounce source. Oh no, this one's true. Isn't it? No, it's false. That's the bounce source. That's for the reverse bouncing. This one. Get block sizes from sample headers. Oops. This one. False, false. This variable was not used. Sizes. Oh, hold on. I can just do like this. So this one's false. This one's true because it's coming from files. So the samples aren't loaded into memory yet. Okay. I don't need this. Might as well clean this stuff up while I'm here. Why do I have all this shit? Just use this for historical reasons. Oh no, that is used. It's not used here. Oh, I changed the wrong one. Should be that one.
How you keep yourself from cracking? It's not easy. Need to practice nighttime, day. Don't let it get the best of you, girl. I can remember that time that you slipped down. You got your face right on the pavement. I'm still up here waiting for you.
I've forgotten what I'm testing again. It's the block sizes when creating files or importing. Okay, does this work? Yes, that worked fine. Does this work? Yes, and yes. Okay, great. That is tested and working. Try importing. Oh, importing. Yeah, that's exporting and importing a block. Oh, that's fine, that's fine. I tested that earlier. That's working, okay. So, exporting and importing track and workspace objects. Let's see. Let's do this. Export track. Like this. And try importing it. Import the track. Did not work, okay. Order track list for workspace 1. Okay, so this is when it tries to import from the file, okay. Whoa, what are you doing? Get current leader workspace, that will be 1. Workspace 1, this should be. But it's getting it from the wrong gem, I guess. This is the gem. Okay. Gem. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's weird. Why am I doing? Whoa, 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 whoa! You can't do that. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to do that. So this is a gem that exists for the purposes of importing. I'm setting the workspace for the track. to the current workspace. Then I'm doing the update, which so this should just happen the other way around. I think that's fine to do that. Let's see. I don't know actually. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, it fails somewhere else entirely. Fails because the location for the block instance doesn't exist. Yeah, okay, that's gonna fail now because of reasons. Yeah. So I'm importing track ID, this track from here. That's going to have a bunch of block instances on it that were referring to the original workspace from the file, and I need to update them. So there's various ways I could do that. Is there a cleaner way I can set this up? What is going on here where I'm setting... Oh, make sure track is appended to the end. Is that really the way I do things? I don't think I should have to do it like this anymore. How does this work? Gem merge. I'm merging this track ID. What does that actually do? Merge a track from one into another. There's no mapping going on of like workspace IDs here. So this definitely has to happen at the end. Okay, I can do this much cleaner, I think. I have this thing called a remapper. I'm just not using it here for some reason. So what I can do, I think... I shouldn't have to do this. So I think I can just... remapper. I'm already doing it somewhere else. Remapper. Try to import IDs. Let's make a remapper and just manually. Alright, let's get the item. So the imported workspace ID is remapper. remap this to get current workspace. Oops. Current leader ID. Leader workspace. Like that. And then what I can do, set a position like this, then rewire. This is gonna do it recursively, I don't know. Track. I'm gonna rewire the entire thing, I think. Rewire. Remapper. Keep owner ID true. Then we can do that. It's a bit confusing. So should basically go through the model, look for any references to the old workspace and remap them to the new workspace. So that includes tracks and block instances. Let's see what happens. Same problem? Same problem. So should remap 160 to 1. Oh yeah. No, so we should update and then rewire. I don't think we even need the update. And then during the merge. Okay. I don't know. Hopefully this is okay. Then it fails here because this now fails. Because it's doing an update and it shouldn't do, I think. I think I should just get rid of that. I think it's fine. That messes with the lane indices, I think, because it's already it's already a valid model. I'm just modifying it slightly. Import the track. No? Okay. Rats. Lane ID 101. Track 159. Position local 1. Expected position 0. So that's what's failing. So it's 159. Is that the one that I just imported? 101, 159. 159. Item 159. Okay. There's gonna be some stupid thing here where you add the lane, then it's gonna go into here. 101. It's gonna erroneously we're at lanes 2. It's gonna insert another one. Wait. Shrek ID 159, 101, 102. The 101 already exists in there. And it's gonna try and insert another one. Yeah. So I shouldn't do that if it already exists. This is a bit hacky, but I would just remove duplicates again after doing the insertion, and then I think it's fine in this corner case. I really don't like the way this is working at the moment. I'm not going to think too hard about how to fix it correctly right now. Now it's fine, I think. No? Which one failed? Tracks ordered. Oh, it's the same problem, right? It's the same problem, I think. No? I'm just telling it to put it at the end. I don't think this is right to do it like this. ID 159. Active position 0. Actual position is no. Yeah, that's wrong. All I want to do is insert it at the end. So I want, I think, similar logic to the when a lane is inserted, or when a lane is added. instead I just do this. This is stupid. I can just deduce the correct value instead of doing 99999. I do the same thing here, don't I? Okay, it's gonna have the same problem. This code is so old and bad. That's the reason why it's so weird. If I was writing it again today, I would write all this completely differently. So let's find the actual position, which would be do I have a way to do it? Program state workspace. Nope. Target workspace. Come on. Workspace position int. Alright. Oh, it worked. Actually wasn't expecting that. So import it again. Cool. I can actually... Let's export this entire workspace like that. And import the workspace like this. And it adds it to the end. There it is. I can also import it as a macro. Is this going to work? This might surprise me if it does. I don't see it anyway. It didn't import it, I guess. Oh no, here it is. It didn't put it in the imported folder, but it is here, is it? There's nothing in it, okay. Okay, so that's not working, but everything else is working. So... things are tested, but there's a bug.
What would you do if I made this for you?
Right, it's time for lunch, I think.